G'day Beeks and Beeks to be. Are you curious about learning more about beekeeping? I have been a beekeeper for over 55 years and rearing queen bees since the 1980s. I recommend for any beak to have 2 hives, whether it is honey production hives or a couple of nucleus hives. A queen can be killed in an instant if a frame is not removed correctly. Egg sighted tells the beak that there was a queen in the hive in the previous 3 days. Any queen has a limited amount of fertile sperm. Many beaks find that when they see no queen or eggs, they want to place a new queen in the hive. This disaster can be averted if the beak has more than 1 hive. When a queen is lost or killed, from egg to new laying soft-reared queen is about 30 days. Depending on whether mature drones are available for mating. If a new purchased queen is placed, that queen will be killed, as the bees always prefer to rear their own queen. By having 2 or more hives, a frame of eggs and brood can be placed in the queenless hive without the queen. Mark that frame, inspect the frame 5 to 7 days for queen cells. If queen cells are found, it tells you that the hive is queenless. Destroy the queen cells and a new queen will be accepted. If no queen cells are found, it tells you that the hive is queen right and there is a self-reared queen that may be nearly ready to lay, or you may find eggs. I have been using this method for over 40 years after experimenting. Moving hives around so that we get different drones in different nukes that are queenless. I'm starting off from this site, removing 2 nukes that are queenless. The queens have been used, and transferring them to another site so that I get new drone stock in my queen sperm. These nukes I am moving in the daylight and open entranced, as they're only going about 3 or 4 miles away. The 2 nukes that were loaded onto the vehicle are transferred to another bee site over 3 miles distance. While I'm unloading or loading the vehicle with the nukes, I have the motor running to create a vibration, and that helps to keep the bees in the hives. N1 from the other site is being transferred back to the site where I originally loaded the 2 nukes. These are field bees coming back to the original position, but they'll have to migrate around to the opposite side of the hive with this new nuke that's been placed. Very, very strong nukes. All the field bees from the 2 hives, 2 nukes that I took away, the field bees are now going to go into this one particular hive and help boost it up a lot more. In this situation, the field bees don't seem to fight as they're bringing back goodies to the hive. I have never found them fighting. queen was removed from this particular nuke about 5 or 6 days ago, so there should be some good cells. I love my autumn queens. I have been rearing autumn queens since the 1980s and have had very good success with them. The top super has around about 2.5 frames of honey on board for their food for the winter. Many beaks remove the first frame too fast, and if the queen happens to be there and there's a little bit tight between the frames, she can be rolled in an instant and killed. The first frame that is removed, there should be no resistance felt by the beekeeper. Here I am looking to see if there are any queen cells on this particular brood frame. Sometimes the beak will only find 1 or 2 cells. It all depends on the conditions at the time that it was made queenless. Never destroy the first cell that you see, because it may be the only cell that is in the hive. This hive was queenless 5 days ago, and as you can see here, there's one sealed cell there, and there's 2 open cells there. So the open cells are going to be the better cells than the sealed cells, because the open cells means that there was an early egg before they started to draw it out as a queen cell. So I'll destroy that one there and leave just the one of these. And if you look up the top here, there's another little cell, which is no good. So that'll be destroyed. That will be destroyed also. The cell that is left, I mark the top of the frame so I know the position of that particular cell. Another cell here. I check all frames twice to make sure that there are no cells left, because sure as egg the cell that is left will hatch before the one that you want to hatch, and that queen will be not very good. Another 3 cells found here that I'm just removing. I found quite a number of different aged queen cells. The nuke is now being reassembled, and I've only left the one open cell because I consider that it would be the best cell to rear a new queen. This is a number of the cells. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 cells that have been started. So, and I've kept what I consider the best one, which hasn't been sealed yet. It is a lot easier working 4 or 5 frame nukes, as you've only got half the weight of a full super. It'll take until dark until all those bees go inside, but there's more than sufficient bees in there to keep the brood warm, and also to continue that cell rearing, which will be probably finished in another day or so. Nothing is thrown on the ground, so I'll pick all this up now, and it'll be put in the Beekeeping bucket. Queens that are purchased and come in the post have up to half a dozen worker bees or escorts with the queen to feed her. This is a JBZB's queen cage, and sometimes it can be a hit and miss getting her to be taken. Sometimes it can be a miss,
when you try to place her in a hive.
When queens are shipped in the mail, they are not in full lay and will never be accepted if they are released from the cage. I have found this over a number of years.